Okay, welcome back everybody to the Playground Poker Club. We have resolved the issues and we are back for more action here on day 4. When we left there were 16 still alive. Unfortunately there have been a few bust outs. We are down to just the final 12 now as we get ever closer to setting our final table. The 300, 600 level, and we've switched up our feature table. You will notice. Ben Heath, the chip leader on this table, he has 45 million chips, just a smidge ahead of Ruben. They equate to 76 and 75 big blinds respectively. Pesh with 57, Jason and Castellion with 40, Ruben in the small with 7. Equals Jason has doubled up whilst we were off air. I spoke to him on the break. He said he put ace queen in versus kings. 9p peel. Ruben calling just the nick of time. Players on a 30-second shot clock. Their time banks now worth 1 minute, I gather. Let's go check on that turn. Ace on the river. Again, a really bad card for Ruben. Ruben at the same time doesn't have many weak in this, just had to check. Shulon does just give it up. Ruben will win this one at showdown with his 2 7s. So our outer table, Kevin Francois and Yoni there. Armin. Alex, who hasn't made his way to our feature table, is also in the mix here. But there is Danik, your chip leader, and he has around 150 million of the 520 million play, courtesy of making that flush against John. He came in today with about 95, I think. And Jason's going to take things 3-way to the flop, holding 7-8 offsuit. Ace, King, 8, pair for everyone in this one.
Check.
She is going to fire out a bet here. Definitely going to check some ace-X here.
950.
Sorry, what is it?
950. Call. Thank you.
Queen on the turn gives Eric a gut shot straight draw. Pesh now going to check. Expect Eric to check this one back. For a spade.
10 seconds.
Alright, Pesh is putting a little bet out here.
Sorry, what is it?
Going after exactly the hand. Eric has King Jack, King 10, something like that. And I think like King Jack with Jack of Spades. Or, well, he's doing it with this, and this is the problem for Pesh betting this hand. Wow, I said Eric could definitely bluff here. I'd much prefer to see he had a spade in his hand. He's going for it with the Jack of Clubs instead. And there's just no way Pesh can call this. And I think he makes a good fold, but obviously in this instance would have won the pot. Lovely bluff there from Eric. We've got some poker getting played over here. Eric over 25 bigs.
Got him.
Heads up.
Pesh defends Jack deuce suited from the big, and we see ace 4 3 2 diamonds. All right, Pesh in the running here. Gut shot, straight draw, and flush draw.
Check.
Alright, he's happy checking back. Jack on the turn. Pesh now with second pair.
Check.
Checks with small Ben with a gut shot draw now to Broadway. Expect to be happy checking back. Let's check this flop. better put pressure on at 4 or 3. Does have some plenty of jack X sitting open. Right, I've got to go for a little value.
850.
850 the bet.
1.
Fine, it's a good fold. Royal smart from Pesh. I think part of the fold there maybe he'd expected. Okay, back out on the out 7. Putting in a big bet here.
96.
9.6 million on the bet.
600,000.
Against Armin. Armin on button. Back at our feature, Ruben raising 1.2 million from the hijack. Jason in the cutoff.
3 seconds.
Alright, here we go.
Where is it?
Getting a 3-bet out. Ace 9 off.
30.
He does give it up. Jason's 3-bet size pretty healthy. It makes it hard for Pesh to 4-bet bluff.
How much is it? This is 1.2. Fold.
Folds now. Ruben in a
850.
pretty nasty spot with 7s.
How much is it?
27. Before this.
Call.
He decides we're going to see a flop. 6, 8, 10. Both players with a gut shot. Let's check into Jason. Jason can definitely have some funky hands in here. Like 6-8 suited, 9-7 suited, 10-8 suited. Jack 9.
Player checks.
I say Ruben is around the queen.
Check.
Go. Straight on the river.
Check. 3. Player folds. Small big. It's 1.2. Player call.
Pesh defends 6 for a
24,
clubs
right?
in the big blind.
Heads up.
And 9-4-3. Both players with a pair. Ben, top pair, top kicker. 3.3 million
2.7.
pot. Again, not a flop. He's gonna bet that high.
Oh.
Cool.
Free flop.
Yeah, well,
Player check.
King on the turn.
guess that wouldn't have worked out well for one of us. Yeah.
Going after
Yeah, for
9x
sure.
and 4x in with this bet.
Bet. 5,200,000.
This is very uncomfortable for Pesh facing these sizings.
I like the size of them.
3, 2.
Pesh decided just to continue there with his 9x. Not going to call with a 4. Alright, so the 15-minute break has begun. You can see about 11.5 minutes left on that break. When we come back, we start playing 350, 700. We Eric down to just 16 big blinds in the hot seat. Pesh with 32, Castron on with 34. Welcome back to the Playground Poker Club. And final 12 here in the Party Poker Live Millions North America main event. Here you go, this is how the two tables line up. And it looks like we've switched things up. Well, they are in the money on that event now. Oh, quickly, we have an all-in and a call on the outer table. Looks like it's the King Jack that is all in. Against Ace King, and that is that, and that's Eric. Busting out in 12th place. Oh, he made a very brave all-in bluff.
Yeah, I was
Against
counting.
Pesh.
I was like, fuck.
But Pesh got them back anyway. Danik opens the button ace-4. Alex with ace-deuce of diamonds in the small blind. 30 bigs in his stack.
5. Raise 5 million.
He's going to make it 5 to play. Really makes it hard for Danik to proceed, but it's going to be easy for Kevin to proceed as he looks down at ace-king in the big blind. I like
Raise
this decision.
13.6.
Goes 13.6. Can then get away if Danik were to jam. Alex, of course, going to have to give this one up. Kevin ace jack off in the small. 66 million chips in his stack against the 60 bigs of Armin.
No, 1.5.
I think he's content to take the flop here. Francois finds 9s in the big. This should be a squeeze.
3 pairs.
Wow, he does just flat. These guys playing cagey 6-handed. Trying to avoid playing big pots. Clearly,
Okay.
he's close to the
Okay.
final table. Action checks through on 7-4 deuce. Jack on the turn puts Kevin out in front.
3 million.
3 million the wager from the small blind. Francois. Obviously not many draws
Well,
Kevin can have. Maybe Kevin can bet some worse here. Now Armin overcalls. So I will know his hand is no good. Small 5.7.
Hold. 10
Doesn't
seconds.
need to go big.
Open up.
Ace just going to win. Can only assume Armin just jack himself. Yeah, so Kevin actually not really natural bluffs. He's weighted so heavily towards value bets. Emphasizing a smaller sizing.
Heads up.
And Armin smacking this one. Jack, Jack 8. Kevin with a gut shot draw. Armin to check, and then Kevin's probably going to have to bet this one. Queen high and a gut shot draw.
1 million.
Small bet makes sense, so there we go. Just over a quarter pot. Okay, you're going after this small blinds. 2 low cards here.
Oh.
Armin does make the call with a jack. 4 on, pardon me, 6 on the turn. Brings a second spade.
Check.
Armin checks. Second time. Kevin could fire another barrel here. Does have decent equity against most of the hands Armin's called the flop with. Obviously not great against a jack, but against an 8 does have 2 overs and gut shot draw. And with the queen of spades, could fire the third barrel should a spade come.
10 seconds.
So this just be a call here from Armin with jack 4. Seven on the river. 9-10 completes. Not a spade.
Check.
And no overcard to that 8. Armin checks once more. Well, again, Kevin with a 10 in hand. There we go, Kevin going over pot.
13.6.
Like this sizing. Of course, not going to work in this instance because Armin has it, but this would be really hard with an 8. Armin's going to take a moment and then call. This for half his remaining chips. There's no way he can fold this. 9-10 did complete and he loses to all the other jacks. You do block the other jacks. Jack 4.
1 second. Fold. Fold. Open up.
There we go. Took a few seconds, which is every right to do at this stage of the tournament, but does make the call. And I like the line from Kevin. Don't hate it at all. Let's see if Alex gets any action. And he's definitely going to peel here. It's an ace.
Heads up.
Ace, Jack, Deuce. There it is, the card Alex didn't want to see.
Check.
Does check over to Alex. He may still bet this one. He opened under the gun. Always going to attack a lot. Doesn't really ever face a check raise on this board. Get some value from worse. He does check it back. Deuce on the turn. Again, not good card for Alex. Never has a deuce here. Danik certainly can have some. Happy to check again. Alex is going to check back once again. 4 on the river, pretty safe card. And the spot.
2.3 million.
Well, he's gone 2.3. I'd like to see him go a little bit larger. Alex has quite a lot of a showdown when he checks twice on this board. So this bet doesn't really make a lot of sense. Obviously any jack would be a chop in this spot. Jacks and deuces with an ace. Alex doesn't like it, but it does call. And Jacks of spades. Certainly a hand the chip leader is going to raise.
Raise 1.4.
Let's see how big he makes it.
Raise 5.6.
So he's gone 4 times the open.
14 million. Raise 14
Wow,
million.
well, I say it's not a candidate for a bluff, but he is going to bluff, and this is a little too wide with no blocker. And, I mean, he's right in the sense that you want to have some bluffs here because there aren't that many hands Kevin's going to want to get in pre-flop for 100 big blinds. Well, as soon as the player pulls the chips at the pot, Danik knows the bet hasn't worked.
Oh.
And they are going to the flop. 29 million chip pot. Danik drawing very slim with Jack 6 of spades. Oh, spade in the door. Wow, what a flop we have here. 7, 6, 4, 2 spades. And now Danik really is going to pile on the pressure. He's even ahead of some hands, but he has to keep up pressure here. Flipping at worst, as you see. 43% equity against Jacks, which is one of the worst hands he can be up against here.
Is there any yellows behind that, or is it just the one stack? Just these two are white. So there's 2 stacks of yellow?
10 seconds.
Two white, 1 yellow.
Getting a rough count.
12 million.
And he's going for 12 million. You see visibly hand shaking there. Such is the adrenaline in the situation. A man who only has about $30,000 in live earnings, according to the Hender Mob. Finds himself chip leader with $1 million up top.
10 seconds.
12 million chip bet. Kevin, of course, is just going to have to call this one. Can't fold yet. And by calling, it makes it really hard for Danik to bluff another street. Black card on the turn, but it's the deuce of clubs. Kevin checks. Can Danik find the shove? shove that will make it so tough for Kevin.
Check.
He does wave the white flag, checks it back. 4 on the river. Good looking card for Kevin and his jacks. Kevin using a time chip here. He's counting out some chips. I think just checking how many chips he has. I don't think he's ever going to bet this spot with jacks. I think that'll be a pretty big mistake. Danik 4-bet pre-flop. Don't see any hand he could call with the river that is worse than jacks. Oh. Kevin is going for a kind of block bet here, 12 million.
12 million.
He thinks he's up against some ace-king perhaps. Wants to get value, and maybe of the opinion that Danik's just always shoving queens plus on the turn, so he's never really likely to be beaten here. And Danik can beat some hands here, but those hands
10 seconds.
would be spade draws, and with the jack of spades in his hand, not a great card to be calling with. Having said that, I don't think Kevin really ever 3-bets those hands pre-flop, so maybe that jack of spades not as bad a card to hold as it might normally be. I still don't. I mean, Kevin can have aces, kings himself. May have trapped those pre-flop.
10 seconds.
And nice fold from Danik. Kevin close to 100 million in chips. Heads up cash game specialist. Alright, we have an all-in on the outer table. It looks like the 8s are in good shape to double up. If they are the all-in hand. No, they are not the all-in hand. It was Jason with ace-jack who was all-in. No, it was Jason with 8s who was all-in. There we go, he was the all-in hand. We knew he was short. And it looks like he has doubled up. Back out again on the outer table. Seems to be that's where the action's taking place at the moment. Whoa. All in, and a snap call from Pesh. And Castillon has the aces. Pesh has 2 pair. And a 10 on the river. Counterfeits Pesh. And Castillon makes aces up. Pretty bad way for Pesh to bust out. Finishing in 11th place, picking up 60,000, but that one's going to hurt. Didn't quite see how big the pot was, but certainly not a small one. Welcome back to the Playground Poker Club, and once more we're mixing things up, switching these tables around. We're gonna bring along the orange table here. Ben Heath leading the way. And Paul Fontana in second with 68 bigs, trading Ben's 83. And then Francois on 53, Ruben on 46, Jason the shortest stack. Oh, here we are on the other table, there is an all-in. It's Alex facing an all-in bet from Danik. It doesn't look like that. It looks like he's actually in the tank legitimately. 10, 9, 10, queen, 7 board, spades missed. Straights possible, paired board. Blind on blind. Each time extension worth 60 seconds. Oh, maybe he is going to make the call here. So he is genuinely in the tank here. This is not a play for time. Alex picked up a chip about a minute ago and looked like he was about to call. Now holding his cards, looking like he's about to fold. And going for the one chip call again. He's trying to get reaction from his opponent, from Danik. Oh, no. Does make the call, and it is a bluff. It is a bluff. Alex with the double up. .8 from under the gun. Pull with deuces. Jason in the big 8-9 off. And two pair for Paul, for Jason, pardon me, on King 8-9. Paul, of course, just with deuces. And he's going to check back this time. We saw him bet King 8-3 with deuces. Oh dear. Deuce on the turn. Looks like the safest card on the deck for Jason. And Jason's bet 2.1. Paul flicks it in. Casual as you like with his set. Jack on the river. 9 million chip pot. Easily against some Jack X here. He's going to go 2/3 pot. Club draws missed. Paul is going to raise this one. Obviously with bottom set. He does move it in. Yeah, Jason, instant thought. Queen 10, King Jack. And he does make the call, and he can't begrudge him. Yeah, that was one of the few hands that makes sense. Turn, set of deuces. That's a pretty unlucky run out for Jason, and I don't think that's a bad call at all. Hard to imagine your opponent checking back King Jack on that flop. Hard to imagine even checking back Queen 10. So there you have it. Just as we have a few minutes left on this level, we find our final table of 9. Alright, and the moment we've been waiting all day for has finally arrived. The final table is set. Everyone guaranteed $100,000, but first prize 10 times that amount. A runner-up picking up a not too shabby 650k, but this all for tomorrow to figure out. For now, we need to lose 3 players. Kevin going to flat the hijack. Pocket 5s. Gets round to the blinds. Alright, Ruben's going to find 7s, so that'll be a call. And Francois, Jack 10 off in the big. He's going to call and try and flop a big hand. Six, 6, 8, 2 hearts. Pull the nut flush draw. Francois missing. Ruben and Kevin still with a pocket pair on the paired board. Looks like Kevin's deciding wants to give his hand some protection here. And he's bet small, exactly just trying to achieve that knockout random hands like Francois' Jack 10. Ruben with 7s, 7 of hearts, but he does have the other 2 to act behind him. does therefore just give it up. Well, what a nice bet this was from Kevin. Getting sevens to fold. He's going to get ace deuce to call, but as you see, he's now flipping. Ace on the turn gives Paul aces up, and it goes check, check. Danik finds ace queen in the cutoff. How's he going to play it? He is one of the big stacks. But Ruben opened +1, remember. I like it. Does decide just to flat. Yoni 8-9 off in the big. This will be appeal for 1.2 more. Scary looking board if you're Ruben holding aces. King 10 9. The implications here if he were to get knocked out. Does want to keep the pot small. Checks it to Danik. It looks like he's going to take a stab here. It's going to have the effect of making Yoni fold his 9. Ruben of course going to call with the aces. Well, he's raised. I'm not sure I like this play. It's over-repping his hand somewhat. It's a less than minimum raise originally. I don't know if he's... I don't want to...
You call for service, you haven't ordered yet.
Oh, I did order. Sorry, yeah. When I got up,
I only just decided, yeah.
I don't know whether he's... Well, I don't want to say what I'm thinking. I don't know if that was an angle or not. Maybe making out he meant to call and accidentally raised. I'm not sure. But he did put in more chips than the call amount, but less than a raise amount. Ruben does check. I feel like that was an attempt at an angle.
7 million.
Danik. There's a weird spot for it with aces on this board. Not a spot you're wild about. So I don't know what that was. Cool from Ruben. We have 33 million chip. Ruben with less than that behind. 9 pairs the river. It's a good card for Ruben. Now beats King 10. He's going to check the river once more. Is Danik going to fire the third bullet? We bet the flop. Called a min check raise. I'm not quite sure what it was about. Bet the turn man check too. And now sizing up a river bet. He does move all in. And this is a pretty grim spot for Ruben. What a ballsy play this is from Danik. He didn't make the move on the turn earlier with Jack 6 suited when maybe could have made Kevin fold. But he has made it here against Ruben at the start of this final table. Really leveraging the big stack against the medium stack. Busting out 9th when you're comfortable in chips. Such a bad thing to happen. Danik with the chip leader if he gets this one through. There we go, gets it through.
Obviously I misclicked on the flop.
What's that?
I misclicked on the flop.
On the flop?
Yeah, it was a genuine misclick. I did say it'd be a weird spot for an angle with aces on that board. And, well,
If we have like 6 time extensions.
Alex, 16 bigs, +2, King, Queen suited. Does decide to move it all in. Danik asks for a count in the hijack. Ace, Jack suited. Does have a fair few players to act behind him. He does make the call. That Alex is gonna be at risk here. Danik just ran a big bluff. Now trying to knock out the short stack. Alex is going to be pretty happy to see the shape he's in here. King Queen suited against that corner range of Danik. Well, a queen flashed out there, and he's very happy to see that. Needs to just avoid an ace now, heading to the turn and river. 10 on the turn now. An ace or king will do it. Yeah, 7 seals a double up for Alex. Danik down to 86. Alex up to 35. I think he's still the shortest stack with an incredible 35 big blinds. That's how deep play is here on the final table of the Millions North America. May take a little while to get down to the last 6. Armin completes the small with Jack 5. Kevin finds 8-4 off in the big.
10 seconds. Raise. 3.5. 10 seconds.
Yeah, this is pretty close for Armin. He decides he is going to play it. 9-7-4. Kevin takes the lead on this one. Armin does have backdoor hearts, and the 5 gives him some backdoor straight draws.
Excuse me. Can I have a bottle of water?
Check on the flop. 9 on the turn. Armin is going to take a stab at this 3 million with no pair, no draw. A little optimistic. Kevin calling with his pair. 10 on the end. Well, it's a bad card for Kevin to see because a lot of Armin's bluffs are going to be hands. Kevin does have an 8 blocking some of those. And against that bet sizing, 12 million. Of course, Armin can still have made hands on the turn like 9x. I think Kevin is just going to have to let this one go. Well, he does make the call. Of the opinion, Armin's over bluffing, having an 8. Alex under the gun. Ace, Queen 2.2. Danik with 10s a couple of seats down. Should just be a call here.
2.2 million.
Armin with Ace Jack. He now one of the shorter stacks. Ran his big bluff. He finds Ace Jack, as I say, +3, 26 bigs. But a raise under the gun, a flat +2. I think he should just let this go. Well, he's gonna flat and see the flop. I think Alex is tight here, and Danik's not peeling that wide from +2. Although, of course, you know, Armin's hardly ever in bad shape against Danik. He does 3-bet Jacks plus, and certainly Ace King. You'd assume Ace Queen, probably never Ace Queen. So maybe that's the only hand that dominates Armin. Francois in the big blind with Ace Queen. This is a lot more of an interesting situation with all that money already in there. He does move all in, and Alex, I think, just has to fold here. It's whether Danik thinks he can do it with smaller pairs. With ICM, how likely is he to be jamming here with, say, 8s or 9s? I think 9s he probably does, but that's the bottom, so Danik makes the call, and well, we have a big flip going on, a 62 million chip pot yet again. I think Danik called with the bottom of his calling range there, 10s. Let's see how he gets on. Queen it is! And there we go. His reaction says it all. Ruben pretends to be happy for him, but he isn't, I promise you.
Come on.
Francois spikes an unlikely double up. These guys going on a break. When we come back, we're going to play 600k, 1.2 million. And all of a sudden, Yoni below 30 bigs with Alex on 21, Armin on 18, and Ruben on 17. How things have changed here. Francois, Danik, and Ben all in the 50s, and then you have your 2 chip leaders, Paul and Kevin. Alex under the gun, 21 bigs, pocket kings. Or at least the times he is opening without really strong hands. It's hard for him to play back at him because his raising range is tight and his stack size makes it hard to 3-bet fold him ever. Armin will be folding this against that under the gun raise. Armin's asking for a rough count. Wow, well this is suicide. And Alex just isn't opening that light under the gun. Quickly folds round, and Bar Francois finding a monster. This is obviously going to be a snap call from Alex. And Alex just covers Armin. Only a 5 on the river. 2 cards in the deck can save Armin here at the Playground Poker Club. 3 on the end. That is that. Armin taps the table. And he is the first man to depart the Party Poker Live Millions North America main event final table. Handshakes all around. They're just going to check the stacks, but we know from the graphics that it is Armin out. They were very similar in chips. He's going to pick up $100,000 for his efforts. Your final 8. All focused on taking down that trophy and the $1 million that comes with it. 2 of these. Ben with 10s in the small. Ruben in the big. Makes it 3.4 to play. Ruben going to fold the king deuce. Well, he's re-jammed king deuce from the big, and I'm not sure about this one. King 9-5, there it is. Spikes the 3-outer on the flop. Bennett needs to find a 10 or a running queen jack. Safe as they come. Full double up for Ruben. 34 million. Well, a little misstep, but it worked out. He's raised it to 2.5. Paul finds ace-6 suited in the small. Now, if this raise had come from a seat or two later, he may gone for a 3-bet, but from the small blind, he's still going to play it. He's going to play with a call. Danik with deuces in the big blind. Call and try and hit a duck. Jack, Jack 5. Those deuces still out in front.
Sorry. Do we have service?
This checks the room, and I can't see him betting here with Queen 9. No pair, no backdoor draw. Paul's peeled from the small. Going to have hands like suited aces and Broadway combos. King of diamonds on the turn. Danik's deuce is still out in front. He can't bet these here. Both players do check to Ruben. Again, now with a gut shot draw, but I think he's gonna check this. Paul will check some of his king X here on the turn. Three on the end. Paul checks again. Danik should do the same. Well, Ruben still does have the option to bet here.
4.8.
There we go. He does go for it. 4.8. I like this. You can definitely check back kings on the turn here. Alright, wait a minute. We're counting out a raise here from Paul. Paul of the opinion Ruben can never have a very strong hand here. So although he might be beat, he was thinking it's mostly a bluff. And if it is a hand, it's a king. Ruben lays it down.
Buddy, be careful when you watch your cards. Be careful.
What?
Be careful.
Why?
Because maybe I could see sometimes, or somebody from here you could see you don't cover very
When
well.
I mark it?
Be careful. No, when you watch your cards.
Oh, really? Oh my god.
Be very careful. Yeah. If I was in the hand,
You know my hand?
Would you
you have a huge hand, I know.
Would you call the river?
Ace king, correct?
Maybe. Big one empty.
Not quite sure what, but I think
That's very honest. I appreciate that.
No worries.
Wow. I love that play there from Paul. Yoni in the hijack king queen coming in for a raise. Alex can peel king 10 from the big. King 9, 6, both players flop top pair. This will be a check from Alex and a bet from Yoni for the first time in a long time. Seven on the turn gives Alex a gut shot straight draw. It's kind of a fun card because a lot of Alex's continues on the flop. Would have picked up extra equity here, so when he bets, he's got a size a bit bigger. Hands like 7-8, 6-8, 9-8, 9-5. Well, he does decide just to check it back. Interesting. Playing very cagey is Yoni. Jack on the river.
5 million.
Alex does go 5 million. Yoni, of course, going to call this without too much thought. And it beats Alex's king 10. Ben and Ruben with 22 and 20 bigs respectively are the two shortest. Alex is up to 28 bigs. Yoni, Danik and Francois pretty comfortable. And then we have, of course, Kevin and Paul leading the way. And they are all chasing down that $1 million first prize. Currently, everyone guaranteed 150k. Danik, 2.8 from the hijack. Kevin just going to peel ace queen in the cutoff. Over 40 bigs deep. Wants to keep things small. And well, that's a great flop from Queen 8 deuce 2 spades. He has the ace of spades. Kind of flop there that Danik's going to have to shut down on. 4.5 million the bet. This, unfortunately, with Danik, well, fortunate in this instance because he's up against ace queen. It's probably one of the hands he can't continue with. Well, Danik going for the check raise, and this is very ambitious. No pair, no draw. Don't know what he's quite trying to rep on this board. Kevin with the easiest call in poker here. I mean, Danik just doesn't have any turn cards that are good for him to barrel off with. This is way out of line. I don't know what he hopes Kevin's betting this flop with. But all those flush draws are still going to call. All the Queen X is going to call. There might be a couple of hands he gets him to bet fold, but not many. 32 million chip pot, Danik digging himself a hole. 4 on the turn, surely now he's shut it down. And he does decide to bet, and it's an all-in wager. Denial of equity, and also if Danik has done something odd like check raise the queen, be hard to fold to this bet sizing. Be very tempting to call in case Kevin has the draw. Danik giving a little time, but obviously going to fold this one. So, well, a misstep on the flop, but at least he didn't compound the error on the turn. Just check folds. Ruben fours. 15 bigs plus 1. Does move it in. Danik with 7s on the button. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to call this one. I saw him call ace jack earlier. In a tougher spot than this. He does decide to fold. And, well, Kevin lurking behind with queens. He ain't folding. Kevin does rejam. Ruben's going to need a lot of help here. 45 million chip pot. We'll get him back above 30 bigs if he finds a 4 here. Ace, 9, 8 on the flop. No backdoor draw for Ruben. Here at the Millions North America. 6 on the end. Well, he survived one all in. Couldn't survive the second. Ruben departing in 8th place. Picking up 150k for his efforts. 3 million from Yoni on the button. I mean, this is when he should check back. He's definitely not going to be overbetting these situations. 7 on the turn. Francois takes the lead. Has a gut shot to the top end as well. Should go check, check once again. And the board runs out of straight, but Francois is going higher. This is an always interesting spot. Okay, he's going to bet about 1.5 times pot. Even more, in fact. Yoni effectively has to call 14 to win 4 here. Especially when Yoni does have quite a lot of, can have quite a lot of jack X, having opened the button and checked back twice. And Danik in the big blind, 7-5 suited. This will be appeal. Queen at 7-4, 1 spade. Well, Danik's going to get him some trouble here. Second pair, backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Yoni with top pair, top kicker. And 3 million. It's pretty good to me. Danik, of course, will have to call this. And wow, what a turn card that is. Yoni makes trip queens. Danik picks up a flush draw. And checks. Yoni can go quite a lot bigger now. He's got 9.5, so if this gets called, he'll have 31 back with 36 in the pot. This a key pot in the tournament as we head to the river. And wow, what a river card it is. 7 giving Danik the full house. For that reason, he doesn't have to bet big when it gets to him. Is Danik thinking about coming out with a bet here? No, he does check. Just choose a sizing that's going to make it impossible for a 7 to fold. He's gone 20. I think it's going to be a little bit too much. I think Danik can find the fold. It could only be with maybe some turn spades that Danik blocks, holding the 5 of spades. Well, he does make the call. And Danik down to just 11 big blinds. Yoni up over 85 million.
Wait, how much was it?
Kevin getting an account, but 11 bigs. Don't think you can play ace 4 offsuit.
Give me 5.
Give him the 5. And me the 1. My ante. I get 1, like 100, yeah. Just 1.
Oh, Ben in the big ace 7. He's going to have to call this one off. And he's going to get the bad news. He is just behind. Danik in front. But he is covered. Well, the cards are going to come out eventually. 9-9-4. I'm not sure the players are enjoying that too much. Chance of a chop now with a 4. Ben needs one of those 7s. Five it is. Full double for Danik. Ben down to just 8 million. Yeah, Alex does make the call. Ben in good shape to double back up. Get himself
He's cheering for Queen 5.
over 10 big blinds.
Look.
6 of clubs would be a fun one. Yeah, Queen gives some split chances. Just a 6 for the win, 10 deuce for the split. Oh wow, that is horrible. That is horrible. 6 on the river, exactly what Ben needed to avoid, but it's exactly what the rest of these guys wanted to see. As Ben leaves with $200,000, are about to go off and get some sleep. We can look at how their chip counts look. It is Danik the shortest with 23. Alex has 29 bigs. Then a big jump up to Yoni. He has 56 bigs. Just behind Paul, who just lost that pot to Francois, who's jumped up to 90 big blinds, but it is still Kevin Robichaux leading the way